short documentary goes behind the scenes of Jack in the Green and hopefully shows the work all the volunteers are doing in order to get this event on the road year after year, everything that's involved, and is also meant as a little thank you to all of those people for putting on the event and for making it such fun.
Rock on!
All of the rock, all of the time, 24 hours a day, on your smart device and online.
Who are you?
There we go.
Right, Keith the father of Jack in the Green, or what would you call yourself?
That's probably not a bad title, is it?
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
It'll do. Founder, current
Sounds
chair,
quite official, doesn't it?
current chairman, and yeah, on and off, been looking after it ever since it started.
You sort of brought it back to life, or brought it into life in the current format?
Yeah. I mean, what I did, I've been living all over the place. I've been living in Wales, I've been living in London, and I got myself completely into the idea of the importance of customs and traditions. I think it's the Welsh that put it into me, because I was living in Wales, and they were always banging on about their Welsh this and their Welsh that and their Welsh something else and all the rest of it. And I thought, haven't we got anything then?
Are you from Hastings then, originally?
No, I'm from London originally. East London. And I thought, haven't we got anything? We must have something. So I started looking and discovered that this is a fact that always surprises people. The English have got more folk songs, dances and customs than any other nation in the world.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of that.
And yet what they do is they totally ignore them. They either ignore them or they hate them or they laugh at them. Probably because they're so common, you know. And also because we haven't got anything to prove. Whereas the Welsh and the Scots, for example, I mean, they've been invaded and therefore they feel they've got a culture that they need to hang on to, you know. Oh, very much so. When you're over there, there's no doubt about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then I thought, well, why aren't we celebrating ourselves and our own culture and what we are, especially with as is, the continual onslaught of American culture, which isn't our culture, it's different. But that's it's not born out of hatred of other people. Quite the opposite, actually. It's I just think it's really, really important that if you know what you are and you're grounded in yourself and you know what your culture is, that you're then not afraid of other people's cultures. Because you think, well, that's what they do, that's what we do. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that nice? So rather than being afraid of other people, it makes you appreciate them and what they're doing,
That's a good
and where they're coming from. So it's quite the opposite of xenophobia. Now, genuinely, but that's why I bang on about it and why I do it, because I genuinely believe that it will make the world a better place.
Certainly makes the world a happier place.
It certainly makes the world a happier place. I mean, Jack in the Green, and happy is the word, isn't it? And I can't remember how long ago now. Long enough ago that it was something you could put in the press and no one would go, oh no, you can't say that. But it was one of the supplements of the Sunday, the Observer, something like that. And they said, I went to Hastings at the weekend. I went to this thing, and absolutely everybody was drinking beer.
Oh dear.
Absolutely everybody everywhere was drinking beer. and laughing and smiling, and there wasn't trouble anywhere.
Stephen, the giant man. I'll call you the giant man. So I've just learned quite a few things. Apparently, you rescue giants.
Yeah, I try to rescue giants that are, no longer have crews really in England, and the crews are getting older, the giants fall into disrepair, so I try and find them. Now with help from a chap called Tristan from AF in Belgium, who helps me find giants that need new homes.
How do you find giants?
There's a good community out there of gianteers. I think that's what we call them, gianteers maybe. And we all sort of want to keep the tradition going. So now I've got this.
Where does the tradition come from?
The mainland Europe, I would say. Processional giants, certainly. Spain and Belgium. AF is a big centre of giants. There's a museum for giants in Valencia in Spain.
I suppose it's a religious origin. I think it
goes back further to the myths and folklore of giants themselves as well. But nowadays they are made to represent like a local character or an old saint, or someone that would showcase the local spirit of the town or city they're from. Really, like we have Mr. Fishy now, which was originally saved from Eastbourne. And he represents the local fishing community. He's a bit of a character. If you ever watched Noel Edmonds' House Party in the day, he's a bit Mr. Blobby-like. So the kids like Mr. Fishy. And also I've made the monk of St. Clement's Cave, which represents the stone carving in the caves on the hill. There's a carving of a monk in there, so I've made one to represent him. And also I've got a new giant called St. Blaise, who's I'm rescuing from Gloucestershire. I rescued him from Gloucestershire, so he's coming into the family as well. So,
I've just said every year they come out. There seems to be at least one more.
And I'm building a new one as well. I want to build. Well, I'm building giant of St. Clement as well, who's in St. Clement's Church, and hopefully another one. But
how do you build a giant?
There's lots of different ways you can build a giant. You can build giants, you can do a pole giant, which is just a head on a pole that you hold with fabric coming over it, covers your body. But I like the frame giants, so they're like a frame of 4 posts, the shoulder rests inside, and you can build a platform for the head and then arms.
There's always a person underneath?
Always one person, unless they're just being statically displayed, yeah. And some of them are heavy, some of them are quite light, like the monk of St. Clement's Caves, he's quite light and quite easy to dance with. Other older ones, I would say Hannah the Giant is a bit heavier because she's really well made, over-engineered, I would say. But
when
sturdy.
You say older, how old?
I think she was in the 90s she was made, yeah, by a chap called Derek Binns. He made lots of giants in Hastings before he moved away. A lot of them aren't here anymore. They've sort of fell into disrepair and disappeared. But Hannah is his last one that's still out and about. But Mr. Fishy's a bit of a different one as well, because he was made originally to go on a backpack. So you go inside, you strap in a backpack, waist strap, and then you can really bend around without having it falling off your shoulders. But I've modified that because I like them on the shoulders. Because part of my job for Jack and the Green is to carry the Jack, and I got into gianteering because of the Jack. Really, I enjoy having something heavy on my shoulders, and I'm quite introverted, so being inside.
I was just going to say, being inside is a different level of involvement, right?
It is, because you're inside. No one's really looking at you; they're looking at what you're carrying and what you're bringing alive. If it's for Jack, or if it's Mr. Fishy, your persona does change when you go inside. And it's a nice release, I think, for me anyway, just to go away and sort of hide and let myself go a bit.
And still be part of the big party.
Part of it, yeah, definitely.
We're here with Helen and Paul, having a quick chat about the preparation of Jack and the Green, what's involved, how much work goes into it, and it's pretty much an all year round job, isn't it?
There's something going on all year, yes.
Yeah. So you've been involved, we've just had a quick chat. What, Nick, coming up 20 years? Longer than that?
involved nearly 40. I think my first one was either 85 or 86, but I can't remember.
Soon after it started out, right, when it got
Within
revived.
a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you get involved?
I was living in Tunbridge Wells at the time with the Morris team up there, and one of the members of that team heard about this thing that had started going on in Hastings, so I drove a carload of us down to join in the procession, and that was either 85 or 86.
What was the size of the procession back then?
It was
very
already
small.
several hundred. Somewhere I've got a really old photo of that procession that somebody took from a window somewhere. So it was coming down All Saints Street, and it was still a sizable procession even then.
But small compared to what
small,
it is
yeah.
now.
Frenchie,
Hey,
what do you do?
so I'm a committee member within the group responsible for the greenery and decoration, working very closely with Helen and Paul, who have looked after that side of things for many, many years. We've been going through a bit of an apprenticeship with them as to how to learn what to do, how to do it, and the amount that actually goes into it is astonishing. Now, since I think the turn of the year into January, it's all been go, go, go with the committee side of things. Nothing seems to ever stop. All volunteer led. Everybody that's involved is doing it because they want to do it, and a lot goes on to make such a massive event possible and also so successful. And it goes to show, having surpassed the 40 years now, how great it is.
How did you get there? How did you get involved? Why are you in the committee?
I think it's a wonderful. Firstly, Hastings is an incredible place that has so many events and things going on, and you can put your head up every month and there'll be something else big happening. There are a couple of really significant things in the calendar, and one of the biggest ones certainly that really does put Hastings on the map is Jack in the Green. So to be part of that is honestly a privilege. It's magical seeing the greenery go up around the town, and to see it go up and to be around the old town and the shops and the bars and how beautiful it all looks, to then move on the next step to be able to be part of the group that looks after that. It's fantastic.
Good. Well,
You stand this side. She's in charge.
what does that mean? What, on your left?
My other name is Mama Raven.
Ah, well,
I'm
that's
the
nice.
bossy one.
And the other name is Jill and Steve.
Yes, correct.
Raven, Mama Raven.
Mama Raven and Papa Raven. That's what they call us.
So how did you get here?
How did we get here?
Yeah.
We got.
Oh, by car, I know that. But, why are you the Mama Raven?
Well, we started the band how long ago?
About 5 years
6
ago.
years.
Why did you start a drumming band?
We were drumming in another band, and it went a bit funny, so we decided to leave and
Didn't like
And
it.
start our own.
start our own band because we wanted to do different things.
I think we wanted to move on and do other things, and we were a bit restricted. So Steve had the wonderful idea of starting our own band, and here we are.
How did you find people? Was it two of you to start
It's
with?
just the two of us. We have actually done a gig with just the two of us.
Yeah.
But we took a few of the other band with us that wanted to join
Yeah.
us. We didn't force them, obviously.
And
they all left.
And we had a few people who, Kaz and Martin, who we asked to carry banners and things in bonfire parades, and they decided they enjoyed it so much they wanted to drum. So here we are. And basically we've got about 24 in the band now, and probably about 20 of them have been here for quite a few years now.
So
they
we
love it.
drummed
Just
all the
love
way
it.
through lockdown, and beyond. So
great.
did it by video, initially drumming practice in video. Then we went out onto the fields just in sixes initially, so 2 groups of 6. And then as everything relaxed, we sort of able to drum together. But so we got through all that, and we're drumming twice a week eventually after that. And we sort of developed from there.
Just gone from strength to strength.
And we tend to grow. We did try and recruit initially, but we found the best way is people come along who are interested, rather than try to grow it all.
And these people that are here want to be here and they love it.
Or so they tell us. Anyway.
Yeah.
They might be lying, of course.
We use it as therapy.
We've got a lot of people in therapy here. Yeah, if they weren't here, they'd probably be in prison, most of them. Us included.
And a pretty full calendar, right? And a full wardrobe.
Gosh, yeah. I've got a whole room full of costumes.
She's got a whole house full of costumes.
And he's got a whole room full of drums. And from...
And a pair of jeans.
Well, we've had a couple of gigs cancelled, but really we go from January right through to December.
Yeah.
So very, very rarely have a weekend off. So
which is nice.
Great, yeah. Love it.
Yes.
Well, it keeps you out of, watching telly or something.
Oh, yeah, we very rarely watch telly. But yeah, so it's good. We enjoy it.
It's good.
So Jack in the Green is on the calendar.
Yeah, well, it's the highlight of the year, really.
Is it?
For us. It's the one where the whole of the town... I mean, what I love about Jack in the Green more than anything else, and you think I'm strange, it's all the motorbikes as well. So you've got the motorbikes down on the seafront, and you've got all the Jack in the Green people up on the hill. Then everyone merges as the day gets on, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's like 2 worlds that shouldn't mix collide beautifully. And if you end up down the Carlisle in the evening, it's an
everyone
interesting
loves
place.
It, yeah. Everyone mixes.
And really nice people. Everyone's friendly. Most people are drunk. But
it's also my birthday weekend, so it's always a big
Oh,
celebration.
is it? Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah.
I knew I was special.
You got a special
in so many ways.
But it's a fun...
Wedding tattoos? Jack in the Green tattoos?
Definitely. It was our 10th wedding anniversary. Instead of having a party, we got tattoos instead.
Brilliant. I mean, they are brilliant.
Weekend before Jack in the Green weekend, Raven drummers and a couple of the Morris dancers are actually out and about raising awareness, raising money for Jack in the Green, as obviously a lot of money needs to be raised just for the running of the festival. It's a nice day, quite busy, so hopefully loads of money is going to get into collection pots.
We're doing this for Jack in the Green, and trying to raise money for a good cause, charitable, to keep the event going for another couple of years.
And there's still people who don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
right?
I had someone this morning come up to me and said,
"Why are you green?
Why are you doing this?" And I said, "For Jack in the Green." What's that then? And I thought to myself,
there you go.
I mind you, to be fair to the guy, he'd only been here 6 months, but Jill said there's someone a while ago that didn't actually know, and they lived there for like 10, 20 years. It's bizarre. How can you miss it? How can you miss it?
Or maybe you just assume it's normal Hastings, right?
Well,
I
suppose you lived here for a few years, you think, this is just normal.
Well, there you go.
So, Frenchie, how's this organised?
Well, so we have hopefully a great amount of volunteers, and this morning we're probably a couple short for what we'd like, but we've still got a lovely amount of people who have turned up. We break out into teams. We try and make it so that each team has roughly the same amount of bunches, the same amount of businesses to decorate, and then we have along Rockanaw, the seafront, the High Street, George Street, All Saints, Courthouse Street, a very carefully calculated system for what we're doing and where, with the idea that we can all come to a finish at the same time and enjoy a nice, cold, very well deserved beer.
Ah, sounds good.
We would really like to thank everyone taking part in the making of this episode. Everyone gave up their time, everyone was really welcoming, we had great fun, we've learned a lot. What can you do? You can help with many things. You can volunteer, you can fundraise all year round, you can promote the event. have a look at the website hastingstraditionaljackinthegreen.co.uk, or have a look on the Facebook page Hastings Traditional Jack in the Green. Have a look, send them a message. There is many ways you can help. There's many volunteer evenings, events going on. Again, you can fundraise, you can collect money, you can distribute programs, or you can just join in the fun on the day, come and say hello and thank everyone involved yourself.